it was his family that gave it to her. I'm not sure. But I just think it would be badass if Ronda got the job, and in the She-Hulk movie they put in the line, I came here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. I just think, just do it. I think it's awesome homage. It's a cool line, so people who don't know what it's from will think it's cool, and they'll start quoting it. It'll be like the Ozzy Osbourne of Post Malone. You know what I mean? People will be like, oh, that line from that Ronda Rousey said, it's just iconic.
Oh, that's so fucked up. I hate that so much.
You know what's fucked up? And I'm going to piss off, I don't know what our biggest demographic is. I'm going to piss off you. What's fucked up is people don't realize that Post Malone is bigger than Ozzy Osbourne right now. So
right now, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Ozzy
like, it's not
doing shit.
It isn't weird. I don't think it's weird that people who
and it makes sense to me, but that makes it even more weird to me because I grew up in an era where he was very important.
Yeah, and there's people who right now were born after Ozzy Osbourne was even retired.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Post Malone.
Kids around here don't even know who Elvis is, and that to me is like, what?
Yeah, so it's like everybody's all pissed about it. And it's like, don't be pissed. Be happy that this younger generation is getting introduced to Ozzy through somebody who respects where music came from. Like Post Malone respects. People are hating on Post Malone.
I don't know how I feel about
this.
Post Malone in general, but
you know what? I seen him before I heard him, and I hated him immediately. And then I heard a song.
You expect him to be a mumble rapper, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I heard a couple songs that I liked, and then I found out one was his, and then I found out another one was his, and then I looked into other songs, and I was like, this fucking kid, he's got talent. I like what he's doing. I can't stand the way he looks. I'd be fine if he wore a mask.
Undertaker chokeslammed him on stage, or tombstoned him, one of the two.
I don't even remember that, but I believe it, and I think I hated him at that point. I know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I hated him when that happened because I never heard his music. And I'll admit it. That's me. That's old man yells at cloud.
Hey, and everybody's complaining about that this week, but today a single dropped, and it's Fall Out Boy featuring Wyclef Jean. So just wait till all that starts making the rounds.
Oh, Clef, man.
Wyclef Jean's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
Like Donald Trump's hands.
Huge.
Uh-huh.
Well, Pacey, I think it's damn near 9:15 because we are recording live and we can actually say what time it is. And it's time for the ins and outs of wrestling.
Yes, indeed it is. And WWE has announced Elias is injured and out of the King of the Ring tournament.
Which even if you're listening to this live, you already fucking know that.
Right.
Why'd we put this on here, Pacey?
I don't know.
Oh, because it does affect things coming up in the future.
Right.
That's right. Okay.
Sources indicate that the injury to Elias's ankle and the decision was made Thursday afternoon to not let him perform. Shane McMahon took his place in the tournament, but Chad Gable ended up advancing to the finals despite having to face Shane in a lopsided 2 out of 3 falls match, though Gable picked up both falls.
Which is a better match than a lopsided
Kevin
2 out of 2 titty match.
Yes.
Which is just weird. I've been to them. It happened when my neighbor came
I
over.
almost wonder if Mr. Gables is going to be our new King of the Ring.
I'm hoping he is because you picked Corbin. My guy's out.
Yeah.
You picked Corbin, so...
Yeah, Corbin could still do it, too. Oh, man.
I don't want him to.
I think that's going to be a fun match, though. Corbin versus Gable, that'll be fun.
Could be good. I like Gable. Corbin just seems to...
I've always liked
Bray
Corbin.
Wyatt. He's just... He wants to... I'm not going to say he wants to. He's perpetually on the edge, but
he's Triple H.
He's one of those guys who will never. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to call it. He'll never go over the edge. He's always going to be up to the edge and not quite make it. And there's been tons of pro wrestlers in the past who have done quite well for themselves, not ever quite getting over the edge. Mm-hmm. I don't think Corbin ever will at this point. It'd be cool if he did, but I'm not behind him.
Also, Drew McIntyre was reportedly set to go further on in the tournament, potentially even win it. I'm not 100% sure, but he also had to be removed due to injury.
And he's also another one that, even though I actually really
he'll
love Drew,
he'll never get the push he deserves because he's so injury prone.
He's just it's sad. But what else is sad? Well, it isn't sad, actually. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle is now actually working full-time as a producer for the company, Pasty, according to PW Insider. Angle is working behind... It's sad that we're not going to get to see him wrestle anymore, except for maybe one or two. But
no, Kurt Angle in WWE wrestling is bad.
Angle is working behind the scenes for the Raw brand and played a big role backstage for this week's TV shows at Madison Square Garden. Angle, who lost his farewell match to the aforementioned Baron Corbin at WrestleMania 35 earlier this year, has apparently spent the past few months shadowing other producers backstage to learn the role.
As if his lifetime of being a wrestler didn't give him somewhat of the experience.
Producing and being an in-ring performer, I don't think couldn't be any farther.
Yeah, but you'd think you spend enough time with your producer, you kind of understand what goes into it. I don't know. It should be good.
Let's say this: Bruce Pritchard's one of the best producers ever. I don't want to see him in the ring.
Angle and Heyman's brains together could probably come up with some good shit.
Either that or a hell of a delicacy over in Taiwan. That's racist. Edit that one out, Pasty.
Can't do it. We're live.
Damn it!
Major League Wrestling confirmed Friday that Septimo Dragon. Did I say that right? Septimo Dragon.
Septimo. Yeah, you said it right. Just emphasized it.
It's like a septum piercing.
Septimo.
He breathes fire from his nose?
Through the little hole in between his septum from the piercing.
Has signed a multi-year deal with the company and will be making his MLW Fusion debut this month. Septimo Dragon has been called one of 2019's breakout luchadors in Mexico. He's wrestled in several top Mexican organizations like The Crash.
And he is the seventh dragon in the line of very famous Hispanic wrestling, quote-unquote, dragons, which is, of course, Septimo.
Name them all. Let's go.
Seven. Well, there's Uno Dragon, then there's Dos Dragon, Cuatro Dragon, Cinco Dragon, Trace Dragon. Okay. Don't ask. It's a big thing. You don't even want to open that can of worms. It's not worth it. It's just, yeah. I mean, basically, just there's 7 of them. There's 7.
Too bad there are probably not all wrestling currently, I would assume.
No, obviously not. And of course, we all know Ultimo Dragon. You know, obviously, is probably the biggest of the dragons.
Yes.
Somebody who's not a dragon and isn't the 7th is former Impact Wrestling announcer Mackenzie Mitchell, who revealed on Twitter Wednesday that she's signed with the WWE. As of right now, Pasty, there is no word on what Mitchell will be doing. I don't know what the fuck Mitchell's doing because he said he was coming home about 15, 20 minutes ago. Didn't happen. So we don't know. We don't even know if she will start out at NXT or not, but her tweet mentioned being an on-air host. Former Impact president Dixie Carter hired Mitchell in May 2016 to work as a backstage interviewer and to help with photo shoots for the Knockouts. She left the company in January of this year and has recently worked for Fox Sports West in Los Angeles. It's going to be interesting, Pasty, to see if Mitchell calls matches, which she never did for Impact. Sports. I do too. She was praised, though, for calling some indie wrestling matches early this year, including shows for Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore. So she's done some match calling, but never any big time for any major television associations.
I don't know, man. It sounds like they're getting ready to go back down to 2-man teams for Raw and SmackDown, with Michael Cole going to SmackDown to head up that team. And Renee Young is supposedly set to not be announcing anymore and doing the ESPN, or no, is it ESPN? Their studio show weekly thing?
Fox Sports 1.
There you go. That makes a lot more sense.
For as much shit as male wrestlers who have never touched a woman, or male wrestling fans who have never touched a woman, give Renee Young, she's a hell of an announcer and better than pretty much everybody on the team other than Cole, Ronaldo and Graves, I would say. That's me personally.
Yeah, I mean, she's not as horrible as people give her credit for. I'll say that much. She's not the best. She does tend to just yell noises at the match and not calling the match. But I guess that's not her job. And on a 3-person announce team, she probably doesn't need to be calling it spot by spot.
Well, yeah, and like you said, that's not her job. I wouldn't want Renee being the play-by-play.
I liked her on Talking Smack. I love her backstage in WWE, and if she does the Fox Sports 1 studio show, I think that would be really good for her.
She knows how to command attention, and she just seems comfortable. She seems real. She seems like a friend. You know what I mean? She never seems like she's on. Well, except for, I will say, when she's commentating, sometimes she feels like she's on. But I could almost say that for everybody. Michael Cole always feels like he's on. Mm-hmm. You know? Morrow always feels like he's never on.
Isn't it hard to believe that Michael Cole has only been lead announcer for Raw for 10 years?
Is it hard to believe that Michael Cole has been with Raw since 1994?
Yeah.
Or WWE, I should say.
Yeah.
So that's like, what, 20... Man's going on 20 years.
And I've said it before, and I'll say it again here now. He is my favorite announcer.
He's one of the best. You can be sick of him, and that's understandable. You can dislike his style, and that's understandable. But he's one of the best. And I would dare say, if you took Vince McMahon out of his ear, more people would start liking him.
Mm-hmm. But I can't wait till he retires and starts a podcast. I'll listen to that shit every week.
I think I would. Because as long as he doesn't suck Vince's dick, you know.
In My Ear with Michael Cole.
Oh, that'd be good. That should be the title of a book, at least. The Voices in My Head. Oh, Pasty, talking about voices in my head. It's a
biography of Michael Cole written by Randy Orton.
Man, there's been some crazy shit happening over in the Orient, buddy.
That's right. Hellboy made his pro wrestling debut in All Japan, teaming with Jake Lee and Koji Iwamoto against the team of Takata Omori and Black Menso Ray. This is intense right here. Black Menso Ray and Hotoku Omori.
Aren't you glad we did this on the live show, buddy?
And we put the video on our Facebook page, folks.
It's there.
Yes, I also put a video on our Facebook page of Orange Cassidy taking on Joey Janela in a very wonderful, fun time. You should check it out, too.
It's there.
They're both worth watching, but in this case, the novelty value. If you got 15 minutes to kill, it exists in a world where star ratings don't apply. But as Hellboy coming out to Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart, so has that going for it.
Yeah. That's cool.
This is all an attempt to garner publicity for the new movie, and Hellboy got the win for his team with a clothesline from Hellboy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and thankfully, I mean, we never, ever, well, do we have anything to say
on that? Is it the actor who played Hellboy?
Fuck no, it's not. You gotta love Japan, because they can have all these people because they don't have the copyright laws. Mm-hmm. They got Leatherface, and they got Jason, and they got Pikachu and Team Rocket.
That should be a 5-year plan for Beef Sticks. We should move to Japan just so we can...
We should. I was showing some people at work who don't watch any wrestling, let alone Japanese wrestling, a match that was an intergender match. It was a man and woman tag teaming against another man and woman, and the one team was losing, and dun dun dun, out comes Ronald fucking McDonald. He runs out to the ring. It's on our Facebook page, folks. It's down a ways, but you can go check it out. Ronald McDonald comes out to the ring. They put the wrestler up in the air. What does Ronald McDonald do? He goes and bites the crotch of the one guy. Then the other guy's in the corner. He gets fucking kicked around. Ronald McDonald comes up, and the female of the other team decides to distract him. She shows him her tits. What does Ronald do? Fucking spin kicks her. Fuck you, bitch. You gotta love some of this Asian wrestling, man.
Oh yeah, and not Asian wrestling, but Asian wrestling inspired. There's always on Facebook on Beef Sticks page. There's the Invisible Man versus the Invisible Stand match.
Oh,
which I got